Hi, it's been a while. And if you're like me, you are probably dragging your friends into playing Phasmophobia. It's a spooky time of year, and you probably want that Crimson Eye trophy in your trophy case. Now, if you have friends that haven't played this game since it first released or at all, this is a good guide for them because the game has come a long way from its humble beginnings. So, this is more of a crash course on what to do. So, let's see. First step, you're stuck in the van. What's the first thing you do? Grab three tools off the wall, preferably one of them being a light source. You have the UV flashlight, regular flashlight, and the camcorder. Just make sure you turn on the night vision mode for it. Once you have those, you're going to head in. You're going to turn on the power once you're in the house. It should be a breaker box. Open the door and click it. Once that little green light is lit, you are good to go. This will help you identify your temperatures correctly, as well as get some extra light in the house. Next, you're going to find the ghost room. Each ghost has a room which they reside in. This is where you're going to find all your evidence. This becomes a little bit more complicated at higher difficulties, but for now we're just going to keep it simple. Next, the advanced stuff. You can also find the cursed object. I would only recommend this to people who know what they do. They have a very high probability of just straight up killing you or killing your teammates, and as soon as somebody dies, it becomes very difficult to identify the ghost. Next, you could take note of subtle evidence. What this means is evidence that isn't on the journal necessarily, but evidence that would give you hints towards what type of ghost it is without the concrete evidence. And I'll go over that when we look at the journal a bit later. Bonus stuff. Once you've identified the ghost and you have all of your concrete evidence to prove it, you could do this stuff for extra money, which is really nice when you're first starting out because upgrades are really expensive. And if you have a habit of dying quite quickly, it gets very costly very fast. So you can take photos of the evidence such as the ghost stepping in salt, that counts, the EMF reader going off, that counts. There's also a bone in every level. Sometimes it's a rib cage, sometimes it's a skull. If you take a picture of it and then collect it, that'll give you extra money, and also side objectives, which are found on the bulletin board, which we'll go over. They're always randomized. Some of them are harder than others, and that'll get you some good amount of cash. Lastly, and my most important piece of advice, don't die. Just don't do it. Don't die. Don't get your friends killed. It makes it so much harder to find the ghost. The ghost difficulty seems to depend on the amount of players actually playing it. So the less you have, that ghost is still difficult, and the less people you have to collect evidence, the harder it will be. Great. Now that we've gone over those very basic things, I'm going to play around and hopefully it'll go according to plan and you can actually see what this looks like. And I'll try and do a bit of talking whilst I play it to try and show you what I mean for a lot of these. There we go, got my ghosty in the corner. Excellent. I'll play on intermediate because I want money. So these are all our maps. You can see in the top corner, it'll tell me how many rooms there are and how many sets of stairs there are, like how many levels, I suppose. When I play alone, I do pick up the smaller ones just because they take less time to do. And I also want the sweet Crimson Eye points as well. So when we are looking here, this is all of our equipment. If it has a single diamond like this, it just means it's tier 1. The double here just means it's 2. The 3 lines there means it's tier 3. For the most part, as long as you pair with somebody who plays the game a fair amount, you should be able to get most of the equipment. As a default, you will only start with these top ones, which is the bare bones minimum that you need to complete the game or the level and identify the ghost. Great. So we need to take a look at this board. It'll tell you the name of the ghost. If you want to aggravate it, you can say its name. This is really important when you're playing in a group. Responds to everyone. Sometimes they'll say responds to someone alone or something along those lines. These are all your bonus objectives. Some of them, like I said, they're more difficult than others. All of these, except for me capturing a picture of the ghost, are pretty obtainable, so we'll go for that. This guy here I will touch on once I'm a little bit more set up. But for the most part, I'll grab a camcorder, dots, and my EMF. The rest I'll come back for later. So this is my camcorder. I'm going to right click to turn into night mode. Pop open the door. And the reason that I prefer the camcorder is because then I can see ghost orbs a lot more easily, because sometimes they do start at the beginning. That thing I just clicked is actually for the blood moon event. And this is the power. You're just going to left click and hold to open and close it. Great. Turn the power on. Excellent day. I am going to look for the cursed object just for the purpose of this. Usually I don't when I'm alone. This is the mirror. What happens is if you hold it, it will show you what room the ghost is currently in. If you hold onto it too long, it will break and it will trigger a hunt, which is where it gets the opportunity to kill you. It also drains your sanity quite quickly. And sanity is something I will touch on after we come back from the van. Right now, I'm just trying to find where this ghost is. Oh, there you go. So my video camera says that's a ghost orb, so you can kind of see it there. It moves around a little bit slowly. So that means that we have, I don't know, a landing. Well, it's not necessarily a landing, this in-between area ghost. Because it's going from that direction, I'm going to use F and hold it to place where I want my camera. Turn on a light here to preserve my sanity. It won't completely stop it, but it certainly helps. This is my EMF. It's good for spotting where it is. Now, the problem is I don't know if it's a kitchen ghost or if it's oh, it's here. I think it's here. Yeah, we're gonna throw it down there for the moment. Dots. So we're just gonna pop it somewhere. You can put it on the walls as well. I prefer the ground. And we're gonna make sure that's in line with the video camera. So if you've seen Paranormal Activity, this is the one where you can see them run through it. Cool. So I've got my 3 things down there. I'm just gonna pop that there so that as I go through there, I'm not losing any sanity while I go back and forth getting set up. So I said we'd talk about this and we will. So this is a little bit new to me, so bear with me, but we're gonna go to video camera. We're gonna go to video 1, which is the one I've set up. As you can see, there's the ghost orbs there still. So I can use this as evidence by hitting record here. If I don't want the night vision on, I can obviously toggle that. There is one for panning, but I can't seem to be able to pan it. So I think the issue is that I don't have a high enough level camera. Perfect. So those recordings, they're gonna pop up here. I guess one of the lights was flickering, so it counts as subtle evidence. The ghost orbs are hard evidence, or concrete evidence, whatever you want to call it. So this is a good way for monitoring what's happening inside the house without you losing sanity. That is dots, what you just saw there. So that is the ghost going through there. Sometimes it's visible on this camera, sometimes it's visible in the house. It depends on the ghost. So now we have 2 pieces of evidence. I'm just going to hit record in case it decides to go through dots again. Sanity. So at certain levels, you will trigger a hunt. The lower your sanity, the more likely you have a chance of triggering a hunt. To fix this, you can keep lights on, try to have a light source on you, or just don't interact with cursed objects. That'll drain your sanity. You have these little pills that will help recover your sanity temporarily. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Map, very straightforward. It's a map. It'll tell you where the fuse box is to turn on the light. It'll show you where your open doors are and your closed windows as well. Here, this is if you have sound sensors, which we won't cover here because this is a basics video. This is your activity. So if it hits 10, it's either a ghost event or it's hunting. This is just a little bit of activity. That's completely fine. We actually want a little bit of activity there. Oh, shoot. It's doing dots again. I don't know if you saw that just out of the corner here. Really hoping it does it. We'll keep an eye on it anyway. So we have 2 pieces of evidence, which is great. So if you press J, you will get this. So we're going to go to evidence at the top here. So far we have had dots and we've had ghost orbs. So as you can see, that's really narrowing down what ghosts we have. If you go to the ghost tabs, it'll tell you what each of them does. So for example, let's look at the wraith. So we know that it needs these 3 pieces of evidence to be confirmed a wraith. Some of the things that we can look for, they never touch the ground. So this is what I was saying earlier about if you put down salt, they won't step in it. So that's a huge thing towards if it's a wraith or not. There's some other ones like banshees. Sometimes you can use a parabolic microphone to see if they scream. Once again, these things are subtle evidence outside of these. So this is concrete evidence. The stuff that's written in here, I'd say, is more subtle evidence and will be very helpful later on if you go to more difficult levels. But for now, we have 2 things already, which is fantastic. Oops, there we go. So what do we do from here? We need to find these guys here and figure out what it is. So I'm going to keep adding some more things in there. I'm going to grab that, and I'm actually going to grab a crucifix. Crucifix are very handy. You have to get it pretty close to where the ghost actually spawns, but it will prevent a hunt, which is really handy for me because I am doing this solo. So I'm thinking here. So once again, using F to open the book and leave it down there. So at some point, depending on the ghost, it may write in there. Now, if I can catch that again, you may have saw that there's a bit of breath, and I think that's coming from me. Could be the ghost as well. It is a sign that the temperatures could be going down. I didn't grab the thermometer. That means that there could be freezing temperatures. They've changed it so that isn't a confirmation of freezing temperatures anymore. Spirit box. Turn it on. You have to... Oh, those dots. You have to make sure that you are in darkness and alone to talk to it, and you're going to want to go into local chat. You can say a number of things. You can look up the guide if you like. How old are you? Give us a sign. Are you friendly? What's your name? And when the ghost does talk back to you, you'll see the little ghosty on the side of the screen there. It'll light up. Okay, that's going off pretty well. I hope it doesn't hunt. What's your name? Write in the book. Write in the book. Are you scared? How did you die? You can ask very basic questions. Most of the time, it'll just give you some gibberish back anyway. What's your name? Where are you? Where are you is a good way to get them to throw things or interact with the environment as well. We are going to leave that there for the moment. I'm going to grab some other stuff, namely the thermometer, because I'm pretty sure it's freezing temps. Grab that just in case. What was one of our objectives? Cleanse the area near. Okay, I'll do that one. So these might look a little bit different depending on the level of your objects here, but yeah, you're gonna grab a little smudge stick and you need to grab the matches. So what you're gonna do is once those are both in your inventory, I will show you. Whee! We are going to right click and we're just gonna go around the area. Cool. And then throw the other end out because we don't need that. Okay. Let's see what we got. 3 degrees. So you're gonna right click and just continue. Oh, that's him walking. Okay, look for footprints. This is a UV lamp. Or glow stick. They turn into flashlights at some point. I don't see anything. I'm actually. Oh. Do we have freezing temperatures now? Do not. Close though. Has to be in the minus. Okay. I'm gonna close that and see if I can get it to interact with the door. Open the door. Where are you? If you crouch, sometimes you can talk to it from here. Where are you? Oh, 1 degree. This is painful. Cold. Cold. Is it cold in here? Freeze. 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 Is it cold? Oh, shit. Yeah. That is it trying to hunt. So, needless to say, it's not very happy with me. So I'm going to leave. And I'm going to pop those pills because there's a very good chance my sanity is very low because I've just been hanging around in the dark. Yep. That would make sense. So we'll grab these, right click, down the whole bottle. Let's grab a camera, but this ghost is being a little bit difficult. Yeah, might as well just... Usually they're not this difficult. This is where subtle evidence really pays off. And it has turned on the shower. Just turn that off. Oh, didn't like that. Okay, I'm gonna see. It interacted with this. Ah! There we go. So that's what UV looks like. So that is... Oh god. I wonder if that counts. There we go. Ah, it's gone now. It only stays for a certain amount of time. I think the flash is making it bad. So, we will get out of here. Oh, I suppose I could show you the bone, maybe. Okay. Okay, so we've got ultraviolet, so it is a banshee. Perfect. I will see if I can find the bones. Sometimes they're very well hidden. Now, if this ghost decides to hunt, which is very possible because I have kind of ticked it off, I will attempt to show you how to get away, but it is difficult. You can't run for very long. And the other thing too... Oh, there's the bone. Perfect. Oh, did I get rid of the camera? Did I drop it by accident? Where's the camera? I must have dropped it by accident. That's not good. Okay, oh, there it is. Okay. So ideally you want to just get away from the... Yeah. Yeah. So that is a ghost vent. You can tell because the front door has not closed yet. Once it hunts, the front door will slam closed and you will be stuck in there. Ideally, what you would want to do is try and find a place like where those boxes are and hide behind it. You do not want to talk during that time because the ghost can hear you. So you're gonna have to... Where is it? Oh, that's not it. Controls, there we go. So you're gonna have two. You're gonna have local and global. So global is your walkie-talkie. So it'll sound like that. That local will just be whatever. If somebody is like within a meter of you, essentially. I didn't get a capture of him. That's lame. That's alright. We know what it is, which is great. Let's see if we can get a little bit more points. So ideally you want to just stay as quiet as possible. All your electronics are going to go crazy, so if you have one that makes noise, just turn it off. If you have anything with light, turn it off as well, and just wait and see if anyone dies. It usually only lasts like a few seconds or so. I'd say about 10 to 30 seconds, depending on your difficulty level. They can be very scary. If it sounds like somebody's being choked out, oh, it didn't capture it. Oh, that's a shame. If it sounds like somebody's being choked out, that means that they are being killed. And unfortunately, there's no resurrecting them. But if you take a picture of their corpse, you can get a small insurance refund for it. So that's it. That is the basics of Phasma. I hope you found this somewhat useful and not too overwhelming. This has been a longer video than I intended it to be. But I think some of the trickier evidence we actually got on this, which makes me very happy. And then afterwards you get your levels and you get to see, you know, how much money you made and so on and so forth. So the bone evidence, $25, that's great. Even just doing these is fantastic, and the reason is because that's part of your multiplier, right? And then these are just strictly for the current event, and I might as well show you guys while I'm here. So as you investigate each ghost, you get a little trophy for it. These are new. These are the trophies, I think, for achievements or something, or for doing so much or something. These are the only two event trophies I have. So obviously the winter one and last year's Crimson Eye event. These are all the cursed objects. They look different in the game, but you have like the voodoo doll, the Ouija board, mirror. I'm missing one card from the tarot deck, the music box, the monkey's paw, and all of the bones. So this is what they all can look like individually. As you imagine, some of these are really hard to see in the game. The summoning circle looks very different. It looks essentially like this on the floor, but then with the candles, 5 candles on either side, you can light them and summon the ghost, but then that person gets instantly killed. So I hope that helps, and I hope you enjoy your time in Phasma.